First Time Games, a podcast where we take on to the mystic, mysterious, and often macabre world of the Stephen King pilot episodes. I'm your captain Gary, and I'm here with my co-pilot Joe. Today we're departing for Under the Dome. Fasten your seatbelts, secure your baggage, and prepare for takeoff.
So strange without Viv here, though.
Yeah.
I think it'd be quite funny if we do have any listeners that aren't in our friend group to like follow along, and then all of a sudden be like, "Oh, where's Viv gone?" As if they've missed the
Yeah.
the bits of us saying that Viv is having surgery.
Viv's having
Yeah.
surgery?
At time of recording, she's having surgery tomorrow, so she's going to be out for a month.
Yeah.
So Garen has joined me.
Hello.
If you've listened to our Doctor Who episode, our Simpsons episode, or any of All Hail the King.
Yeah, I'm here. I was brought in to those two as an expert.
Yes.
I don't know if I'd say I'm an expert on Under the Dome.
No?
But I was an expert on The Simpsons, and they are in the dome in the movie.
They are.
so-
The Simpsons will come up multiple times this episode, actually.
Oh, great. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me.
No problem. It's been lovely having this, because at first, I remember it was Viv's request that was like, you join,
Yeah.
because we floated some ideas. One of them was that we'd have like a different guest on every episode. But I think this is a good middle ground.
Yeah.
Sort of a crossover.
That's what I thought you were going to do. I thought you were going to have
Yeah.
like Meg on for an episode, me on for an episode. And then
Yeah. Maybe if there's like another reason. I think
If Viv needs ankle surgery.
yeah. Oh yeah, Viv has also hurt her ankle. It's bad luck for her, I say.
Yeah.
I think if I'm ever out, that'll be my request. Probably for Viv to have a different guest every episode. Or, and I've only just thought about this, the idea of Viv doing like YouTube pilots, like say like
Oh, like the annoying orange
yeah,
and
like
Fred.
yeah, just because I think that'd be a good meld of
Just like on her own.
no, I was thinking like you with her saying about like the Video Nasties podcast, or just like
yeah.
oh, you have like those type of pilots. I think
Yeah.
that'd be funny.
No, I think that would be funny. I'm just trying to like imagine just like, oh, hello, we're doing an episode on equals 3.
Oh god, yeah.
Does
should
Ray
do,
William Johnson say a slur in this one?
Yeah.
Maybe.
First episode of Nostalgia Critic.
Oh, yeah, no. Don't put that in her head. She will pester you to do that.
Yeah, she will. She's going to be trying to like take me out now, so that I have to take a month off.
Yeah. Well, she can't right now because she's
She can't. Yeah,
she's in bed.
safe from her for a bit.
Yeah.
So if any audio troubles happen over the next 4 weeks, sorry, it's all my fault. Viv tried her best to train me on how to manage the audio, but this episode is coming out first week of November.
7th of November?
Yeah, 7th of November. When's Bag of Bones out?
A week
The
tomorrow.
week after. So in a week tomorrow, if you listen to both podcasts, you'll hear that Viv also put me in charge of the audio on that episode. And I fully didn't press record for an hour. So we're definitely recording, but if there's any funny audio problems, that's my fault.
If there is anybody who listens to both of the podcasts, it's got to be like trying to work out the chronology within their heads.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
got to be a nightmare. 'Cause I got confused the other day listening to your X-Files
I'm
episode.
so excited for like you and Meg to listen to the Avatar episode, and it just be like a month in the past.
Yeah, you're just going to be referencing things that don't matter anymore.
Yeah, I was thinking that because I think it's the Twin Peaks episode, maybe we broke the fourth wall and said about how we film a month ahead, and we're like, oh, maybe something will have changed in the world by then. And I was kind of thinking that like Trump might die, but then that redirected and killed Charlie Kirk. So
Oh yeah, go back to our Salem's Lot episode.
yeah, no, the chronology is fucked. I mean, some people say that like you shouldn't break the fourth wall and just let it flow, but I just find it really funny.
I tend to listen to podcasts where that's
Yeah,
generally accepted. They break the fourth wall. It's just sort of
yeah,
it. You know, you can try and be like more formal with it, and I suppose it works for
Yeah.
them. But I honestly quite enjoy it in like movies and TV shows and stuff when they're just like, oh, it's it's Christmas and they're in like London or something. You see like a bus go past and it's an ad on like the side of a bus for like Thunderbolts or something. Just like that came out
Yeah.
in May, so
yeah,
just
exactly.
like in your head, it's just like obviously what
Yeah, I mean,
you know why, but it's just like interesting. I'm
It does.
working it out.
it's funny. A YouTuber Meg and I like called Gavin, who actually I have beef with because of some Stephen King stuff.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
explain in a minute. He is doing a huge series on his channel, like Halloween videos, like like 2 hour-long Halloween videos filmed on location a week. Like one, he's in a haunted castle. Another one, he's like in a haunted school, and he's like reading there, like reading horror books. And I said to Meg, I was like, "Oh, how has he done all this like just for Halloween?" And she's like, "Oh, this video was filmed in June." I'm just, oh, that's so weird to think about. But the beef I have with him is obviously I started YouTube this year. Like it was kind of my New Year's resolution, and I did end up doing it. And I was like, oh, it was before we'd made All Hail the King. So I was like, I want to read all Stephen King books. I'm going to make a series out of that. And literally, like within days, he posted it first on them. And he's like a very popular booktuber. So I was just like, well, I'm fucked now. I just can't do it.
That's fine. So, I mean, you got the podcast.
Exactly. We've got the podcast now. I will eventually read them all.
Yeah.
So, but I haven't watched any of his videos on them.
I mean, once we get to like, once we've covered all the ones, you just have to read the ones that haven't been adapted.
Yeah, I think that could be a fun like backlog of episodes when we do finish All Hail the King.
Yeah.
If we just turn it into a book club where maybe we all read like Rage and oh
god,
whichever ones. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd be down for that. It's a while away. We're gonna end up coming back to Under the Dome before that even happens.
Exactly. Yeah, Under the Dome. So that is one. I mean, for All Hail the King, I read them all beforehand. I obviously didn't do this for this because we were only watching the pilot, but I have read the first couple chapters of Under the Dome back when this TV show aired for the first time, and it was too advanced for me.
Yeah, it's like 1,000. It's over 1,000 pages, isn't it?
Yeah, over 1,000 pages. I don't know where my copy is because it's not on my shelf. But yeah, this show came out 2013, so I would have been like 13, 14 years old, and it was just too much. I was like really lost with all the characters. But I was really interested in the story, and I did watch the first season as it aired, and then I just kind of fell off. Like, I liked it. I actually remember the cliffhanger for the first season, but I guess I just didn't know when the second season started, so I just never watched any more of it.
Yeah, okay, interesting. I had never seen any of Under the Dome before. I knew of it when it was airing in the UK. Again, I would have been in high school. I remember there being some people who watched it. Shout out to my friend Callum, who was ride or die for this show.
Oh, really?
But,
that's cool.
Yeah. No, I never watched it, but I was and probably still am quite bad with TV shows, especially if they're anything longer than like 10 episodes.
I'd say this about myself, but even more so with you, that we're more movie people.
Yeah,
aren't we? Like my cousin Ellie Busser, she loves like the streaming shows, Netflix. The two like when we do reconnect, she's like, "Have you watched this? Have you watched that?" And she's like, "Well, what do you do all day? Because you don't watch anything." And it's just like, it's too much. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if streaming has sort of like corrupted my brain. Just like, I remember watching Stranger Things 1, 2, 3. Didn't watch the fourth one. I haven't seen like Squid Game. I can't remember the last time there was like a Netflix original, and I was like, I need to.
That's fair.
Watch this.
Viv and I spoke about this in a previous episode. I may be lost because we were talking about like how TV used to be this big event, and this is relevant for Under the Dome.
Yeah, well, both Lost and it being a big event.
Yeah, exactly. And we spoke about how, like you said, the streaming side of things. Now, I did watch Stranger Things 1 when it came out, and I have watched the rest of them, but I didn't watch the rest of them until COVID, and I was like, I might as well catch up.
Yeah.
But Squid Game is the one I actually kind of ride or die for, because I was really hyped for it before it came out. And then the day before it came out in the UK is the day I got diagnosed with COVID.
Oh, okay.
Back when you had to self-isolate for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I closed myself in my room because I didn't want to give it to my parents. So I watched all of Squid Game really close together. And I do love that show, but even though I binged it, I don't love the binge model. I do think it kind of shoots a lot of shows in the foot, because there is that sort of expectation of people are going to watch this all together. I mean, we talked about him before we started recording, but I've said on both podcasts about how much I like Mike Flanagan.
Yeah.
And, I like a mini series where it's like you're getting this amount of episodes. 8 is usually the magic number for me, and that's fine.
I like knowing that there's a predetermined arc and there's like a creative voice behind it. Not, there are shows that I like, Doctor Who, The Simpsons. I'd be lying if I didn't say that I like really long running shows.
Yeah, exactly.
With so many episodes. But yeah, I think if it comes on to a new show, it's just like, okay, when am I going to find the time in my life for this? It needs to impress me. Which is why when I have watched stuff, it has mostly been like one series, miniseries, or comedies.
Yeah, that's completely fair.
You know,
pick up as you go.
Yeah, because this is like 13 episodes. They're all 45 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
But even though it's pretty much the exact same length of time, a 22 episode 30-minute show sounds so much easier to get through.
It does, and it's like it's all about accessibility.
Yeah.
And we are looking at these shows in retrospect. Most of the shows we talk about have ended, which is interesting because in a couple of weeks we're going to talk about one that's just started.
Yeah.
Which is something that we didn't think we'd ever do, because when you know the whole history of a show, you kind of know what to expect. Like Supernatural, for example. 15 seasons. I mean, I watched it as it aired for like 4 or 5 years. If someone asked me now, should I watch it? I can at least say, oh, well, the writer had an idea for 5 seasons, and you can tell that, so just watch the first 5. But with these sort of shows that come out, I mean, I think it's one of the reasons I probably stopped watching Under the Dome. It's like, oh, it's getting another season? Like, how long is this going to keep going? Yeah. And, I said in previous episode about how I love the CW superhero shows, but not a single one of them I watched till the end.
No.
Because it just got too much, where it was just like, it's still going. Like, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, no. I think at that point, you do just have to, people change. It's good to have, like, a show that you like at that time. And
it's funny, before we go into our, like, thoughts and the production of this episode, I will say, just on concept alone, I think this would make a great mini-series.
Yeah, no. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, because I remember some of the changes, but I did watch some of the behind the scenes, and I found out that the book Under the Dome only takes place 6 days.
Yeah.
I was just like, that would be fantastic. 6 episodes, like maybe 8 episodes, 1 build up, 1 finishing, and then 6 episodes with 1 day per episode. Like, it kind of writes itself for that.
Yeah, no, it's. I really like that sort of structure of storytelling where it's just like, here's a confined moment of time, this is what happens in that time period. I think, and you haven't got onto it yet, but I'm going to be, even though I don't love the show, I'm going to be very intrigued when you get onto 24.
Yeah.
Because that's...
My dad loved 24.
Yeah, that's got a very, like, rigid... Well, it's 24 hours. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I did some research on the book, and it seems as though, for the most part, the beginning of this pilot, it lines up largely with the book, but you'd have more to say because you've actually read bits of it.
Yeah, I mean, there was one change I remember specifically that I'll go into, but I think, should we talk about the production of this episode first?
Yeah, I got some notes. I haven't written them down on paper this time.
Yeah, I was going to say, you usually do. I forgot that's a different podcast.
Yeah, no, I was like, I've got a finite amount of pages. I'm just like, we'll do those for the...
That's fair. I mean, I've kind of fucked my notes because I've got like Goosebumps and then Avatar, which is now for another month, and then the Stephen King ones. But
what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
Yeah. So, produced by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Which was... I was shocked when I saw his name.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of producers, but that's the one they put on the marketing, because it's like...
That's the one you know.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's got Brian K. Vaughan, who was the showrunner.
Yeah.
He was a producer. Stephen King was down as a producer. Then you got Neil Baer, Justin Falvey, Daryl Frank, Jack Bender, Stacey Snider, and then Steven Spielberg at the end. And I thought it was really funny because I was watching the promotional material, and it only said Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Like, I get why, but also...
Yeah, you don't really get the same effect just like from executive producer Neil Baer.
Yeah, exactly.
To the few people who have watched like ER and Law and Order, Special Victims Unit.
He's got names on there. And saying that, Brian K. Vaughan, the showrunner, is a surprisingly well-known name, but not in television.
Yeah, so I recognized the name, and I went on IMDb, and I was just like, he's not written anything, so how do I know his name? And then it was just like, oh, he's written comic books.
Yeah, and he's done so many.
Yeah, Why the Last Man?
Yeah.
Saga?
Yeah. Some X-Men.
Yeah, I know he created the team The Runaways. for
Yes,
Marvel.
yeah, because he was also the executive producer on that show that I
Yeah.
never watched.
I haven't watched the show either. I haven't watched the Why the Last Man show, but I remember hearing the concept of Why the Last Man and thinking, this sounds really interesting, but never actually picking it up.
I don't actually know what it's about.
So, from my understanding, every male mammal on the planet dies, like, randomly, like,
Oh.
one day, except
Okay.
for one person.
Yeah.
And that's just the general conceit, just like...
That's interesting.
But I remember hearing some people are just like, it's, it doesn't paint women in the best light. And
Oh,
just,
okay, yeah.
But, I haven't read it, so I can't
Can't
say.
speak on it.
Yeah.
That's fair. No, I was surprised as well because I remember clicking on his Wikipedia page and thinking like, oh, is it someone with the same name? Because I had to
Yeah.
scroll down ages to actually get to anything he's done outside of comic books.
Yeah. I always find it interesting when you have writers transition from comic books to TV or vice versa.
Yeah.
I know you've talked about Buffy in the past.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon's a very interesting character.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into all that, but he is quite acclaimed for his run on the X-Men in the early 2000s after Buffy and after Firefly as well, I believe.
I feel like I'm misremembering, but I definitely saw with someone on this, and it would make the most sense if it was Brian Vaughan, that he actually worked on the Buffy Season 8 comics.
I hadn't come across that in my research, but I wouldn't put it past him.
It was definitely someone on this crew.
Yeah.
So maybe that's me misremembering.
From my research, Brian K. Vaughan was... Because Damon Lindelof was a big fan of Why the Last Man, he got brought on as a writer and then later a story editor on Lost for 3 seasons. Before being picked by Steven Spielberg to do Under the Dome. At least that's my understanding.
Yeah.
He could have done something else in between.
Just to clarify, he did do Buffy comics.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Buffy seems like it would fit the comic format.
Yeah, people seem to like that season.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't watched any more past season 1, so but I will.
Yeah.
I have it all.
Are you going to listen to the Audible series that I kept getting ads for?
No, because that was like, I remember that was like one of the things that did put me off Buffy. I got that for ages.
Yeah, for like a full year, every time YouTube showed me an ad, it was that one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's good, but
it might be
the
good,
more something gets advertised, the less interested I am in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this saying about like the production of the show, it was announced all the way back in 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, November 2009.
Well, the book came out in 2009, didn't it?
Yeah, so it's probably a matter of like getting the rights as soon as it's out.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of sitting on him.
To go back to All Hail the King, when we talk about Christine, that was originally shown to producer Richard Cobritz before it was even published. It was just like, here's manuscripts for Cujo and Christine. Which one do you want?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And it was originally meant to be for another channel as well, Showtime. But they basically passed on it thinking, oh, this doesn't really fit what we want.
Yeah.
So it got passed to CBS with Neil Beer.
Which is interesting because both companies are owned by Paramount. But yeah, I suppose they are different networks. They're going for different vibes.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like it was probably more of a choice at the time, whereas now everything's just kind of conglomerates and mixed together.
This wasn't on Paramount Plus, though.
Wasn't it?
No. I have Paramount Plus for some reason. There's nothing on there. But I have it. It was free on my phone. So.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah. But I did have a look on there for it, and it wasn't. So
I didn't look to see I know what streaming channel it was on in the UK, because it aired on CBS in America, but in the UK it aired on Channel 5.
Interesting. I thought this aired on like a Sky channel.
Fair. I wouldn't be surprised, but it's on Channel 5 streaming, and then like when I looked into it, it said Channel 5, so it must have been at the time.
I had to sail certain seas.
Yeah, me too. I just kind of default to that, to be honest, because I was trying to see what special features I could get as well, and there was a collection Blu-ray that came with special features, but I couldn't find those files. But there was lots on YouTube, thankfully.
Okay.
So in November 2012, CBS decided they're not actually going to do a pilot. They're just going to greenlight a 13-episode season.
So you watched all 13 episodes then?
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, the rules are made up. We can change them when we want. But this episode, even though it's technically not a pilot in the traditional sense, is still called pilot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
even though they did produce the whole season at once, but yeah, they were really just hoping to bank on Stephen King's name. And
Fair enough. I do remember the marketing of this.
Yeah.
Stephen King's Under the Dome.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, one of the biggest writers of all time.
Yeah.
And it's quite a unique story as well. It's not one that everyone would know.
Yeah, it's quite recent in the grand scheme of Stephen King. You know, the 2000s isn't necessarily his best remembered time period, but you know, hey, they're fans of Dreamcatcher and Cell and
I'm Cell's biggest fan. Well, yeah, some people argue that post-millennium Stephen King is just like completely washed, and lots of people don't like modern King. But I don't know. I think that the concept itself is really interesting, especially when you know his writing, because he does like towns and like big cast of characters so well. I mean, I was saying we talked about it the other day, but one of my favorite books I've read since we started doing the podcast was Salem's Lot, and it's just because of how he brings the town alive.
Yeah.
And Under the Dome, I'm quite excited to read it again, because now I'm that bit older and I know more about his writing. I can definitely see how he would create a town in this isolated situation.
Yeah. No, I think the concept is genius. You know, trap people in a place and see what comes. See what
happens.
That.
Yeah.
You know, I think I know a little bit of what, you know, what causes the dome or what the dome is. So I think I do know some of that stuff just from back in the day, people talking about this show.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So
I don't remember I don't know if I ever found out what causes it. My guess would just be like aliens. But thing is, I know Stephen King. I know he probably does explain it. But I also love the idea of it just never being explained.
Yeah. As for whether the explanation in the show is the same as the book, I don't even know that.
Yeah, because I remember, and it sets it up in this pilot episode. I remember some of the stuff in the final episode of season 1, and thinking like, oh, it's kind of steering the show in this direction. But who's to say? 2 more seasons after that before it got cancelled.
Well, I know it was planned for 5, but it only went to 3.
Yeah.
I think from what I saw, Neil Baer, who is the showrunner, who I actually thought Brian K. Vaughan was the showrunner. He just created the show.
Yeah,
he left after before the season 2 premiere.
Yes, you're right. He did. Yeah,
but he planned out the arcs for season 2. Yeah, from what I understand in interviews, they said a 4th season would be pushing it because at that point you're stretching the rubber band too thin.
Yeah,
and honestly, I think more shows should be like, hey, we could keep this going, but we'd rather keep it concise.
Yeah.
I know the ratings and the reception to this generally went down over its 3 seasons, but
yeah, it did.
It could have gone down even further if it went to 5. So
yeah, exactly. No, definitely we'll talk about the ratings, because I found the ratings for this really interesting. But a couple more things before the actual pilot come out. I know you know about this because I shared it yesterday, but there was a teaser shown at the 2012 Super Bowl, which didn't show anything about the show. It just gave you a website that you could put your address in America, and it would show you like what parts of your neighborhood would be under the dome, because the dome is 40,000 feet in diameter. And I got really curious. I looked on the Wayback Machine, so I've seen the website design, but the GPS tracking doesn't work anymore, so I couldn't do it on there. So I found another website where I could draw a circle around where we live, and I'm not going to dox us. But it did surprise me, because when you look at the size of the dome, you think it looks massive, and 40,000 feet sounds massive, but it is really just like the size of a town.
Yeah.
Like, say, like, as we know we're in Wales, Cardiff, the capital city, if you put a dome on that, it would basically just take up the city.
Yeah.
And it seems like a very large area, but then I suppose the difference is we're in Wales, where it's very mountainous, whereas in America, where it's a lot flatter, it probably seems like a lot less space.
Yeah, when you put it in the context of Cardiff, which is one of the smaller cities in the UK, that being like comparable to this town.
Yeah.
Like I know there's a lot of like farm buildings and it's
it's a lot of empty space.
More like spaced apart. But yeah, it just kind of puts into perspective, just like, oh well,
Yeah.
we are tiny. We're
Yeah,
a
it
tiny
really
little
does.
country.
I mean, I remember seeing somewhere about how like the average state is bigger than the UK. Like I think
Yeah.
Texas is bigger than and that's including England and Scotland. If you
Yeah.
take them out, we are like barely the size of like the smallest state.
Yeah, no, we are. We're just a little.
Yeah,
we're baby.
just little guys. But yeah, I found it really interesting because looking at the local area and just thinking, oh wow, yeah, if you were cut off, like the effects that would have on the local environment.
Yeah.
I mean, I said about how when I made the circle, and I'll share the one for Cardiff on the Instagram, when I made it, I didn't actually put it in the dead centre of Cardiff, because if I did, half of it would have been the ocean. And it's just like, oh, well, I guess you'd have to be relying on like fish, but then that's a finite resource.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that the show does expand on a lot about.
I don't know. Cardiff's
you know,
got a lot of Craigs.
That's true, actually. You'd just be surviving off Greg's for,
Yeah.
for 6 days. But yeah,
Pop to the one on Queen Street. Go to the one on St Mary's.
But yeah, it's just it's interesting. You can definitely see how this sort of show, like I said about it, would be a really good miniseries. But you can see in concept how much conflict you can get out of it.
Yeah.
You could have a whole episode based on like food scarcity and how they're going to survive. I remember, I think the second episode is called The Fire, and that is pretty much just about like a fire breaks out in a house, and obviously the smoke is getting trapped, and the effects that like has on them. Yeah. So it's very interesting.
Do they
concept.
have a wind in the dome? I assume not.
I know that they have like a somewhat sustainable ecosystem because it rains within the dome.
Oh,
As for wind, I'm not sure, because wind is like a lot more complicated.
Yeah.
Like rain is just, oh yeah, the water cycle is happening inside the dome. That makes sense.
Yeah. I wonder if the sunlight hits the dome in a special way, just like
burns them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would suck. Yeah.
Boils them alive like frogs.
Like frogs, that's so specific.
No, it's because we had frogs when we were younger.
Oh, did you?
They were in like a tank, and we came back from somewhere one day, and the frogs were just boiled alive.
Oh, that's horrible. That's really sad.
I know,
yeah. Saying about the pilot though, so getting closer to the actual release, did you see about how they did a screening beforehand?
Yeah, I saw that they called it Dome Day.
Dome Day, yeah.
And Stephen King got given the key to the city.
Yeah, so it was filmed in Southport and Wilmington in North Carolina. And 4 days before the pilot aired, so the pilot aired on June 24th. So on June 20th, an advanced screening was held with the cast in Wilmington. And the mayor, Bill Saffo, declared the day the pilot would air as Dome Day and did give Stephen King the key to the city. Which
he doesn't want that. He wants to go back to Maine.
I remember as a kid watching Fairly Odd Parents, and I remember seeing like Doug Dimmadome getting the key to the city.
Yeah.
And like I'm pretty sure it was like a ridiculously comically large key. And I just remember thinking like, oh, that's stupid. That's not something that actually happens. And it's just really funny just to hear like this actual thing of like.
I always think about and we're gonna mention their names a lot. Shout out Homer.
Yeah.
Bart. Maggie, Marge and Lisa. But I always think about the Mr. Plow episode where Homer gets given the key to the city and then he has to give it back because Barney is the Plow King. And it's just like, why is this got bite marks in it? Just like, I thought it was chocolate.
Yeah. I don't understand what the key to the city means. I know it's like just symbolic, isn't it? But I also used to think that it was like a key that would unlock every door in the city. Yeah. Like a master key. Which is an insane thing to think.
Yeah, I mean, but as a kid, just like
don't know what
I didn't know what the key to the city did when I was younger. I was just like, oh, cool, big key.
Yeah, exactly. But
it could be chocolate. I'm like Homer.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about Bill Saffo, but I am picturing like a Doug Dimmadome type of fella who is just going around like it's Dome Day and like really big
day and Doug Dimmadome's Dome Dillium.
I mean, I don't know what happens in Wilmington, but this might have been like the most exciting thing to ever happen there.
The only thing I know about Wilmington is apparently there's a screen door factory there.
Really? That's specific, but fair enough.
The only reason I know that
Yeah.
is because of The Simpsons.
Really? Oh, it all
Like I
comes
said, we're
back.
going to be bringing them up a lot.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So this show was quite expensive.
Yeah, 3 million an episode?
Yeah, 3 million episode. But it was actually got a bit of its money back from Amazon.
Yes, I did see
Yeah.
that. So I wouldn't say the early days of streaming, but Amazon had an interesting structure with streaming, like back when they were getting started.
Yeah.
Do you remember they do like all the pilots and they'd like put them all on Prime and then just like whichever one's like
I
got
don't
them-
really.
yeah,
Sorry.
'cause, like, that's how like Sneaky Pete started.
Oh, okay.
And shout out Sneaky Pete. I know Viv loves Giovanni Ribisi.
Does she?
Yeah,
Does
he's in her favorite film,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ted.
Oh, oh, it's him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see it.
He's
now.
also in Lost in Translation.
Okay, fair.
And Viv's mum's favorite film, Avatar.
Avatar. Oh, okay.
Viv's
fair.
mum loves Avatar. Shout out Viv's mum.
She does. She does love Avatar. It's just they're all blue in that. I don't think he is though. He's one of the humans, isn't he?
He's one of the not blue ones.
Yeah.
He's the one who's just like, here's unobtainium,
Oh,
which we've
yeah.
obtained.
That's a great movie. I remember Sneaky Pete. I remember thinking it was an interesting show, but I never really watched streaming. We didn't get it until a lot later
Yeah.
in our house.
We got Netflix. And by we, I mean I got Netflix because I wanted to watch it when Daredevil started.
Yeah, fair. I think it's around the same time I got it. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
because it was after Daredevil, because the breaking point was, for my 18th birthday, we were on a holiday, and the house we stayed in had Netflix signed in so you could use it. And me and my dad watched the first, 3 or 4 episodes of Luke Cage,
Oh, okay.
and we were like, this is great, we have to get this so we can finish Luke Cage. And then it was like, I discovered Daredevil, and Jessica Jones was like, oh, these are infinitely better.
Yeah.
Like,
I've only seen some of Luke Cage. I never saw the whole thing, but yeah, Daredevil.
Yeah.
The first season of Daredevil, especially,
Yeah.
incredible. First season of Jessica Jones, probably even better.
yeah, honestly, I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We'll definitely talk about those. That'll be a season, the Marvel Netflix season.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so Amazon paid, I think, $750,000 per episode, and the episodes would go up 4 days after they were aired on CBS.
It's an interesting structure. 4 days, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what day of the week this was airing on? Because I do find that like an interesting thing. Just like, is this like a Thursday night show? Is this
Weirdly, I wanted to say Thursday. June 24th, 2013. I suppose I could just check.
that's a Monday.
Is it really? It's
So
a
that would have
Monday.
been on the Friday it went on to Amazon.
I suppose that makes sense, maybe?
Yeah. It doesn't strike me as a Monday night show, but
Well, I've seen that structure be used most recently, weirdly enough. So I'm a Dragon Ball fan, and when Dragon Ball Daima was airing, I think, because obviously you'd think, oh, I'd go to Crunchyroll, but I didn't have Crunchyroll at the time. So I was watching it on Netflix, and I didn't realize until I got like extreme plot points spoiled for me that Netflix was airing them a week behind, because Crunchyroll had a certain distribution thing that meant that they would have to get the episodes for a week priority. So it's still kind of a practice that's used today in some streaming sense.
yeah, it's weird. Like with streaming now, you'd think it'd be so much easier to get everything at the same time.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite shows that I'm watching currently, Smiling Friends.
Yeah.
Season 2 of that aired in the UK the day after it aired in the US. Season 3, which has just started, hasn't aired at all in the UK yet.
Isn't it?
No.
And what's that on?
It was on Channel 4.
Okay.
So it's on Adult Swim in America.
Yeah,
And it goes
yeah.
to HBO Max. Yeah. They have Adult Swim have a deal with Channel 4, but it just hasn't aired any of the episodes from season 3 yet. It might by the time this goes up, but no.
It's strange. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of things behind the scenes that make a difference, but it does make you wonder. I mean,
I remember the
guess-
first season of Peacemaker didn't come out over here until like 4 months after.
didn't it?
No,
I didn't know that. So I remember, most of the time I do pirate things, I'm going to be honest, but
Yeah.
I remember one of the reasons I didn't watch a lot of shows as they aired and fell off of a lot of shows was because it was just confusing to keep up with them over here.
Yeah, no, it's difficult. I think in the streaming age as well. I think when we were younger, it was more so just like, okay, is this on Freeview? Is it on one of the Sky
Yeah.
channels? You only really had to think of that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, now you got Netflix, now you got Disney Plus, Paramount, you got
Yeah.
Peacock. Is Peacock even a thing here? I don't even know.
I don't think it is. Because we also have Star, like, on Disney Plus,
Yeah.
which is a different thing. And I know, like, the streaming conversation has been had a million times, but it does make a difference, because it's almost like how, like you said, you'd think it'd make things more accessible, but it's kind of reminding me how, like, some consoles will have timed exclusives.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this game will be on PlayStation 5 for a month, and then it'll be on everything else. Feels like that with some streaming, where it's like, oh, it'll be on Netflix for a bit, and then it'll move somewhere else. I mean, we talk about Community, one of our favorite shows, and how it's just not available anywhere.
Annoyed that you can't find Community anywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I want to pay £60 for the DVD box set.
Yeah, that's expensive.
But I do want to watch Community again.
Yeah.
But it's not even with TV shows, like movies as well.
Yeah.
The other week, I know you were trying to watch The Straight Story.
Yeah.
And it said it was on Channel 4, and you went on there and it wasn't.
No.
I had the same with The Black Phone.
Yeah.
And then it said it was on there. It wasn't. A few days later it was, and then it was gone again.
It's gone again, is it? Because I watched it like on Channel 4 when I knew that you had as well.
Yeah, so... And at this point, I don't have Netflix. I don't have Disney Plus. I have Prime. I have Paramount Plus, which I never use.
Yeah.
I think the last thing I watched on Paramount Plus was The Curse, which is a great show that aired like January last year.
Okay. I mean, we on paper got all of them. The only one I pay for is Prime, and granted, that's mainly for like the delivery. I know Amazon is evil, but we live like in a very somewhat in between.
Amazon are evil, but it's so convenient.
Yeah, we live in a somewhat rural place. Like, I can't go to my local town centre and get anything. Like, our local shops are W.H. Smith's, Poundland, a second shop which is a different name to Poundland, but it sells the exact same items, and then the 3 big supermarkets. That's all I've got within, like, a decent driving distance. And, like, I don't live that far away from the city, but I can't just pop into the city when I need something.
Yeah, it's... Amazon and... if we all work together and stopped using Amazon, yes, they would go under.
Yeah, exactly.
But one person on their own is not going to make that difference. And...
No, exactly. Like, I'd love to not be on a high horse about it, but it is what it is. But yeah, and then my brother pays for Netflix, which is great, except I can't really use that. I mean, every time we try and watch something on it, it just says we're not a part of the household. And we recently did get Disney Plus because my dad loves the Star Wars shows, of all things, surprisingly.
Interesting.
Yeah. He wanted to get it so we could watch Skeleton Crew.
Cool.
Yeah.
I wonder, are you going to do like a Star Wars season at some point? Because you don't really, you're not too keen on Star Wars, are you?
I just didn't grow up watching it, so like
Fair.
I watched them when the sequel trilogy came out, and well, it's funny because I sound like I'm up my own ass about it, but I think you'll understand when I say like I remember thinking like that was alright with the first one, and then The Last Jedi being like that was pretty good, and then everyone despising it, and then everyone loving it, and watching Rise of Skywalker and thinking like that was shit, and everyone saying oh yeah it was shit. But it was actually shit for different reasons. Whereas, like, I just thought it was a bad movie.
Yeah, no, I think Rise of Skywalker is one of the worst movies made in the past, like, decade.
Yeah, and I came to the conclusion then when, like, all the shows were happening. And unfortunately, Star Wars is kind of one of those shows that's got, and not just shows, but, like, franchises that's been a lot of wrapped up in just culture war stuff.
Yeah. That
I'm just kind of had to acknowledge as, like, I don't care about Star Wars. I'll give a pass to, like Marvel. That's something I still like. I love superheroes. But even then, I haven't watched all the shows.
Yeah.
And I know you don't have to watch them all. But I was just like, oh, The Mandalorian. Oh, there's like a little Yoda. That's cute. And then all of a sudden, I turn around and then there's like 5 more shows. And I'm just like,
I think it's just a lot of content.
Yeah.
Like, Andor... Everybody talks about Andor being the best thing that Disney have done. And yeah, Andor is great. But I didn't finish Book of Boba Fett. I haven't finished Mandalorian. I haven't even watched Skeleton Crew, even though I heard that one is pretty good.
Yeah, my dad liked it.
Ahsoka, I haven't seen. And Obi-Wan was very... not for the reasons that some people are going to say, oh, it was bad because there was a black woman in it. No, I think it was just sort of... It didn't have anything to say.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, it's like, if people genuinely want, like, we've had some lovely messages of people on Reddit now, of like saying like, oh, you're gonna do this show, and it's like, yeah, if you recommend things, we'll definitely add them to our list and get to them. But I'm afraid that, like, obviously we'll always be open with our actual opinions, but if a Star Wars fan was like, "Can you do a Star Wars season?" It's like, yeah, of course we can. But what are they gonna do when we get like into a show and
Yeah.
Viv and I are both like, we don't give a shit about this.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's fun for anyone.
Yeah. Maybe don't do like a full like month of Star Wars shows.
Yeah.
But like maybe just like, today we're gonna watch a Star Wars show, and next week we're gonna watch a Star Trek
Yeah,
show.
maybe if we do like a sci-fi season,
Yeah.
or like something other similar, we'll definitely do something like that.
But if you do a Star Wars show, do Andor, because it's far and away the best.
Okay, that's fair.
bunch.
Maybe it'll convert me. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It hasn't converted me. I haven't watched the rest of the Disney stuff. I don't.
Fair.
But yeah.
There was while we were talking about that, I had a note somewhere.
Oh yeah, Under the Dome.
About Under the Dome. It's fine. We're always scattered.
Yeah.
You should listen to our Avatar episode, which comes out in a month, because oh my god, that was the most scattered thing. We were on topic. We were talking about just Avatar, except this is a TV pilots podcast, and we were like, "Oh, The Legend of Korra," which is an entirely different show.
Yeah.
I can't find that note. I had a thought about the fact of this airing in the UK. I wanted to say
You
when
said it
aired
aired on Channel 5.
It aired on Channel 5. Yes, okay, so it wasn't... Sometimes when we do these, the gap between the UK release and the American release is massive. It wasn't actually that bad for this one. So it was June 24th, 2013 in America, and August 19th, 2013 on Channel 5.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, Channel 5, at least in the early 2010s, they had The Walking Dead.
Yeah, they did.
They did have some good, big American imports.
Did they have Bag of Bones?
They did have Bag of Bones.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember us talking about Channel 5 recently.
Yeah.
So maybe
Bag of Bones is the Channel 5.
Yeah.
So if I've ever seen one, but...
So there we go. I guess they had a sort of a hold on the Stephen King things. Yeah, before we get into our thoughts on the episode, I want to say, so we've said the show aired for 3 seasons until it was eventually cancelled, but it gave itself an ending. They knew it was going to get cancelled. Due to low viewerships and ratings, it ended September 10th, 2015. And what I thought was really interesting about this is the pilot was viewed. Where's the numbers?
I've got the number.
You got the numbers?
I got the number.
I believe I did write them down. That's the whole thing. I remember it was 13 something.
13.1 million.
13.1 million. That is like the 3rd highest show we've covered so far.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
I remember this being like really big, especially for a show that premiered in the summer.
Yeah.
'Cause it's usually like fall or autumn.
Yeah, because we found that a lot of the shows that we've talked about. So
it's probably not as big as Twin Peaks.
I don't think we're ever going to find anything as big as Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks was like 33 million.
Insane.
Yeah, it was Twin Peaks. Second place was Lost, I believe.
Lost,
yes, 18.6 million. So 13 million, it's still a drop, but it's up there. I mean,
especially for 2013.
That's what I'm thinking, because, Twin Peaks was obviously all the way back in the 80s, 90s, and Lost was mid-2000s. But thinking of things that aired around the same time as this.
And I'm assuming that's not including the Amazon viewership 4 days after.
No, DVR viewership boosted it by like 3.3 million or something. So it's like bringing it really close to Lost.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, but like, when you think of like Breaking Bad, 1.41 million, granted that was a sleeper hit, but tiny viewership. Glee 2009, 9.6 million. So
yeah,
and that's like a show that culturally has been quite well remembered. But even shows like The Walking Dead, which aired only 2 years before this and went on to have 1 million spin-offs, 5.35 million.
It's weird because I distinctly remember the premiere of Walking Dead coming out, at least here in the UK.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, if you do listen to our other podcast, All Hail the King,
yeah,
that's going to become relevant when we talk about Cujo.
Cujo of all things.
That's all I'm going to say. It's going to become relevant when we get to our Cujo episode.
That's so weird because obviously like Frank Darabont, but like
yeah, you're trying to.
I can't think of the connection.
Yeah, there's no like real connection. It's just they're connected in my mind for a very specific reason.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. No, I remember that being like a huge deal. So to think that this was like almost 3 times bigger.
Yeah, genuinely, like this was massive for the summer. And I mean, we spoke earlier about how with streaming, the lack of like sort of event television. Like CBS wanted this to be like a summer event.
Yeah.
And I think they succeeded, especially in the viewership.
I'm just taking a look because this was like one of the big hits of 2013.
Yeah.
Just to see like what other shows started that year. Because the only thing off the top of my head I can think of is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Fair.
And that's just because Avengers was the year prior.
Yeah.
House of Cards, but that was Netflix. The Blacklist, which I remember people enjoying. Rick and Morty.
Really? 2013?
2013.
Damn.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Banshee. I've heard of Banshee, I don't know what it is. The Americans. Masters of Sex.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've definitely heard of some of these, but I can remember more so Under the Dome. So yeah this probably was a big deal back in the day.
And saying that, like we had the long conversation about streaming, it does like to have such high viewerships in the early days of streaming.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people were probably more interested in watching streaming shows. Or like beginning to become more interested in them.
Yeah, like I didn't get Netflix until 2015, but I remember streaming being a thing. I remember like iPlayer and stuff.
Yeah.
Which was that launched in like 2008, I want to say?
Yeah, something like that. I'm trying to think of.
I remember like 4 on Demand and more so just like the British networks like catch up services, less so Netflix, Amazon, etc.
No, yeah, it's very interesting, and I think it's quite funny in a way to see the success that the show had, where it was like first season was around 11 million per episode, so like the viewership retained for the first season, and then by the end it was hitting like 4 million, which is low for the show, but isn't low in terms of just outright numbers.
No, I think, you know, weirdly enough, if a show was getting 4 million these days, that would be pretty successful.
Like I said, Breaking Bad had 1 million on its pilot, and like obviously it would have a lot more at the end, but still, Vampire Diaries was getting 5.7 million on the pilot. Like the final viewership figures of Under the Dome were higher than some people's first episodes, like some shows' first episodes.
I think as well, like when we're talking about this, 2013 it started, 2015 it finished.
Yeah.
At least based on our conversation, that's kind of when we started picking up streaming.
Yeah,
so it might have just been a general cultural thing, people moving away from
genuinely
terrestrial television, so to speak.
Yeah. And it's interesting to think about streaming in terms of the structure of this show. Whereas a lot of the shows I remember watching at the time were like 22 episodes. You'd spend like half a year watching. Sometimes they'd have a break in between.
Yeah.
And it was basically
the
always on.
Finale.
Yeah. And they were just kind of always on. Whereas this, to have like 13 episodes a season, and you would have to wait a year for the what's it called? For the cliffhanger to be resolved.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in a weird in between now.
It's not like Doctor Who where you can have like Under the Dome, the Christmas special.
Exactly. Or some of the streaming shows now that are popular, where it's like, you got 8 episodes, see you in 3 years.
Yeah.
Or in Stranger Things terms, like 5 years.
God, I mean, I would say I don't like this, but I don't tend to watch shows on streaming. At least not like new shows. I'll watch like old shows. It's the fact that so many of these series now just like the thing that made them different was we're dumping them all at once.
Yeah. And
now it's just like, oh, people are leaving after they've watched all the episodes at once. What if we had split it into 2 episodes? Just like, here's season 3 part 1 and season 3 part 2.
It's funny you say about that, because
did Squid Game do that?
Squid Game didn't. Well, it did. Series 2 and Series 3 were meant to be one series, and you can tell, but they split it into 2 series. But it wasn't like part 1, part 2. It was just, this is series 2.
Wednesday
it
did
won't
that.
be. Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Because Squid Game, it felt a bit different because they were at least like, there was a big gap between series 1 and 2. You're getting series 2 now. Series 3 won't be as big a gap. It's just, it's not done. And I'm thinking of, what show was it? I know, because I know Stranger Things is doing that.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah. I know Stranger Things is doing that, but I'm thinking of a different show where it was that. So I'm a big fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's a very different show.
Yeah, that's not what I was thinking at all.
No. So Netflix, JoJo works in seasons, but it's in parts. So each season it's its own story. Prior to that, because it's a Japanese show, it aired on whatever channel and then was made put on Crunchyroll. And then for part 6 or season 6, it was given a deal by Netflix. And JoJo, it used to be like this big weekly event. I can't remember what day it came out, but let's say it was like JoJo Fridays. It's like on the Reddit like every Friday, because it's like an anime as well. It's like 50 episode series.
Yeah.
So it's like for a full year, like you would go years without a season of JoJo because they have to animate it. Like part 6 came out, I think 3-4 years ago. And then we've only now got an announcement that part 7 is coming. So they were like, oh, for a full year, every Friday we get to watch this. And then Netflix got a hold of it. And they were like, you get something like 10 episodes of part 6. And then genuinely, it wasn't for another year that they released the next ones. And that's an anime. That's 22-minute episodes.
Yeah.
And with how JoJo works, it's like, because it's isolated fights. So you got an overarching storyline, but there'll be like 2 episodes per fight. It's like, you get 5 fights, and the storyline hasn't even really started yet. And you don't even get to know what's actually happening.
Yeah.
So
I think as well, with a lot of streaming, they only like advertise their shows. Like Netflix, you only see them advertising Wednesday, Squid Game, Stranger Things, the Ed Gein show.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't know that the new season of Always Sunny is on Netflix unless
that's true.
You went looking for it.
It's interesting you say that as well, because I feel like we're entering this sort of era now where Netflix, like we said, Stranger Things started fucking 10 years ago. And you know, Wednesday I assume is going to be ongoing. I assume that's not done.
Yeah,
but
we'll get season 3 in like 5 years.
Yeah, they'll force General Taker to do it.
Yeah,
but Squid Game's finished. I mean, Squid Game is a big heavy hitter, but it only got like 3 seasons, and they were like, after season 1 was a hit, okay, we're gonna do another season / 2 seasons because they split it, but then it's done. And like, obviously, they could do spin-offs.
They're doing an American remake, aren't they?
That's supposedly. But it's just kind of funny to think of like, Squid Game's finished. At the end of this year, Stranger Things will be finished.
Well, they've got a spin-off of Stranger Things.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, it's an animated one.
Oh, okay, but
yeah,
it is. It just feels like it's.
Why didn't they spin off that one episode in season 2?
Yeah, I remember that. But yeah, it's a shame. I feel like I know, like we're coming from kind of a biased viewpoint based on our own opinions and such, but I do feel like there's not enough room for like shows like this to be made now. I mean, one of the reasons I like Mike Flanagan so much and his work is at least he's making sort of these specific, unique storylines. Like I know he's doing Carrie, the one I'm kind of most anxious about because I don't think that needed to be remade, but we'll see. But it's like, at least it's like you're getting a complete story of something that's in all these other cases less so with Carrie, fresh and new.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Yeah. Do we want to go through what happens in this pilot?
Yes.
Then?
Yes.
You
do it off the dome.
I'm just looking at my notes here. One thing I wanted to say is just because I hadn't seen this before, I was quite intrigued about what the structure was going to be.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was just one episode. Because I was thinking, in my head at least, it could be like a 2-parter, just like part 1 is before the dome, part 2 is the dome. But no, this happens like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I was surprised because I did watch it, and I remember like the moment of the dome coming down and a lot of the imagery used, but I couldn't remember when it happened. And I was surprised of how early it happens.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, they're setting up these characters. And is that all the characters? Like, there's a few of them, and we do get introduced to a couple more later on in the episode. But it's considering it's like meant to be a long-running show, I was just like, I thought they were going to introduce like more like the townspeople, and we were going to like learn like what their connection is to one another. Like not to jump to the end of the episode, but I don't know if we're meant to make the connection that Junior, saying their names is going to be like, well, yeah, why didn't you like notice they were?
No,
but Junior and Big Jim,
being related.
I didn't like make the connection right away that they're related.
That's fair. I mean, I remembered they were, but it wasn't until later in the episode that I was like, oh yeah, of course they are. But no, it's interesting because it's in a weird in between where it does kind of set up these connections, but it is only a couple characters. But then you also do see like all the background characters. I imagine this is the kind of show, kind of like Lost, where you get introduced to like a couple characters that were on the plane, but there's more. It's like we only meet a few people in the town, but we see that like, oh, they can just introduce characters when they want.
Yeah.
It's like it's a big enough town where it's reasonable to believe like, oh, this person's been here the whole time.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, I don't know, the groups we see, because we start by meeting Barbie.
Yeah.
I think that's a great introduction.
Yeah, it's definitely compelling.
Yeah.
He's burying someone.
Yeah.
Why, we don't know. We don't really know much about him other than he references that he used to be in the army.
Yeah, and he obviously does something like kind of shady.
Yeah, and obviously we also learn that the one person who he sort of like
forms a connection
to, he killed her husband.
Yeah, that
or at least buried him.
Yeah, true. I guess it's implied, so it could be that they could get around it with that. But yeah, so we meet him. We then meet Dean Norris.
Yeah.
Did you know he was in this?
I didn't know he was in this. As soon as I saw him, I was just like, oh, it's Mike from Breaking Bad. Just like, no, it's Hank.
Yeah.
I personally prefer Mike. I like the way he says Walter.
That's
but no,
fair.
I thought, just cool, Dean Norris.
I didn't remember that he was in this, but then when I was scrolling through the Wikipedia, like I wasn't specifically looking at the cast. It was just as I was scrolling, my eyes just kind of locked onto his name, and I was like, oh, of course, yeah.
The only person who I knew was in this was Angie, Britt Robertson, just because I did the artwork for this.
Yes.
Found a picture of her, and I was just like, she's in Tomorrowland, the movie that no one on the planet likes except for maybe me.
I haven't seen it.
I don't even know if I like it that much.
Yeah.
I think the ending is a bit poor, but I think the movie's okay.
I haven't seen it, but I recognised her from one or two things.
Yeah.
But none of the cast really stood out to me. Like, they all look familiar in the sense of I've seen them in like another small role they've been in. Like, I think the young boy Joe maybe might have been in Supernatural at some point.
Yeah,
or something like that.
I've got their names here. I haven't looked into a lot of them. I know Duke Perkins. He's Jeff Fahey, who is going to be in another Stephen King adaptation that we're going to talk about. I feel like we're mentioning Lawnmower Man a lot, but he's in Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
He's not he. We also have Samantha Mathis, who was in the 2004 Salem's Lot.
Was she?
Yeah, she was Dr. Alice Calver.
Oh, okay.
The one whose daughter was just like pink skies, pink.
Oh, she was
the lesbian.
Yeah, she was a lesbian, one of the lesbians.
Yeah, the white one.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to think of who she was in Salem's Lot.
Oh, she was what's her name? Main lady, Frigid.
She was Susan.
Susan, yes.
Damn, I didn't recognise her.
Susan from Salem's Lot.
Fair enough. That's fair.
The best version of Salem's Lot, if you ask me.
I'm split. I genuinely think I've warmed up to the Toby Hooper one since seeing it. At the time, I was middling. I think I've just kind of... It's the Christine effect, where I was so attached to the book that the first time I watched an adaptation, I'm like, it's not as good as the book. But then, like, over time, I warm up to it. Yeah. Like, I remember being middling on Christine, and now I absolutely love it.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's so close between the Toby Hooper and the 2004 one. But I think when we did cover it, I was just like, I kind of just gravitated to this one a little bit more.
That's completely fair. Yeah, so we've got Barbie, we've got Dean Norris. Dean Norris's energy is always so jarring to me. It's the same as in Breaking Bad, where I think he does this type of character really well, where he's supposed to be like this lovable guy, but you can't help but immediately see that he's a threatening person.
Yeah.
And like, thankfully, they kind of hint to that pretty early on in this, that there's something more to him, especially with the fact that Junior is his son, and what Junior does. Yeah,
I thought the introduction of Junior and Angie was really...
That was a jump scare.
Yeah,
that was horrible. I've never.
I was like, you just cut into them at the end of sex.
I'm never one to oppose like sex in media, like I never understood people's like, oh, sex scenes should like never exist. They don't advance the plot or anything. But that, yeah, the specific moment, because I was like, oh, they like clearly just started, and it's like, oh no, they just finished. Oh,
Yeah,
why would you pick?
Man's got no stamina.
No, just start it like after they finished. We don't have to see him finish.
Yeah, and the implication, I guess, is they're young adults. They're not in
Yeah.
like school or anything.
Yeah, they like.
Which-
I think he's a college student.
Yeah,
isn't
and
he?
she's working as a red striper,
Yeah. I assume
Um,
like a
like a trainee nurse. or
trainee
something.
nurse. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's also working in the cafe.
I got really confused by that. I because like so she's Joe's sister,
Yeah,
and I was like that happened. It's like, oh, Joe's sister works at the diner, and then she shows up later as the nurse assistant.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, it's two different girls.
yeah. No, it's really confusing as well because the diner outfit is like the kind of like bluey green that you
Yeah.
associate with like nurses' uniforms.
Yeah, I just got really confused. I even said like in one of my notes, it's capturing the book by making some of the characters too similar that I can't tell them apart. Because when I wrote that, I thought they were two different people, and then obviously it shows Junior like watching them, and I was like, oh, it's her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's probably a me issue rather than the show itself.
Yeah, I think her conversation as well with Barbie is really bizarre.
Yeah, she doesn't really speak like that for the rest of the episode, so she
Yeah,
does feel like a bit
it's
of a
just-
different character.
What is she's going on about? Like something. It's just like, the fuck are you on about?
Yeah, she's like, I just met this man, and I can't remember what she was riffing about, but I remember it's the way she was speaking was really off-putting.
Was she talking about? Might just be me because I got frogs on the mind. But was she talking about frogs or something?
She might have. I wish I could remember.
See, this is it. It was just like it was weird, but it wasn't that. It wasn't weird enough to like stick in your head.
No, it was just like why are you telling this man this?
Yeah, just like you don't know him.
Yeah. I don't know. It was very
Yeah.
odd.
But from what I understand, Angie McAllister.
Yeah.
She is in the book.
Yes. So
She's not in a relationship with Junior. She is just like a prisoner of Junior's in the Fallout shelter.
all I remember
I might
from
be
the book,
very wrong.
because I was going to say, because that actually conflicts with what I remember.
Okay.
What I remember is it starts like and Junior kills a girl.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's her, if that's a different girl, but that is one of the big things I remember reading, because I remember thinking, oh, it's different in the show, because obviously she trips and bangs her head, and I remember thinking that's when she dies, and then the change happens where she's in the shelter and it's like, oh no, she's alive. So I don't know if that's me misremembering.
Yeah.
I specifically didn't check because obviously I plan on eventually rereading it, and
Yeah.
we're going to watch this in full. But I do remember the imagery of like Junior like holding her body, which in a way does happen in this. So maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. I
Maybe
feel
I will.
like maybe that does happen in the book, and they just borrowed the name because I know it's said to be loosely based on the book. It's not directing it
Yeah.
one for one. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe they just want Junior to be a bit more of a
Okay, I just
a likable or a redeemable character, even though he does do this horrific thing.
I think he's immediately unredeemable. I did just check because I was like, since we're talking about it, I might as well see. Yeah, he does. He kills Angie in the book.
Okay.
So, yeah, I won't read anymore because I don't want actual spoilers.
Okay.
But
she's like she's a series regular, so she's in it for at least
Yeah.
the 3 seasons, I believe.
yeah, so it's a fair enough change. But yeah, I think that the switch up is arguably a bit too jarring for me. He seems to go from somewhat possessive to downright insane a bit too quick.
Yeah, it's
But-
weird because I'm just like, I don't know if I like the performance or not, because on the one hand, there's nothing behind the eyes,
But
but on
then,
the other hand,
yeah.
there's nothing behind the eyes.
Yeah, so it's like purposeful, and like I do think he did a pretty decent job. Like their first scene together after the fucking
Yeah.
sex bit, when like
And he says, "I love you."
Oh god, yeah, I think he delivers that really well because you do immediately feel like, oh my god, this guy's pathetic.
Just like,
Rookie mistake.
It's just Sunday morning. She's
Yeah.
got to go to work,
Yeah,
mate.
she's got shit to do. And like I did think that like they had a dynamic with that was really good. Like when he grabs her wrist and she slaps him straight away.
Yeah.
Like it does show that she's quite strong-willed.
Yeah.
But that almost makes it worse with him because I feel like if he was kind of if it was that he was kind of manipulative, but he didn't realize he was being manipulative, I feel like that could be kind of redeeming. But this is a case of like, no, he like within the episode, like physically abuses her, abducts her, and holds her hostage. It's like, I don't know. I'm always hesitant though, because Viv and I spoke about this in a couple of episodes like Lost and Breaking Bad, where there are cases where you do meet these characters in the pilots who do seem horrible, and you do think, how will I ever like this character? And sometimes they do pull it off, where by the end you are kind of like at least understanding of them.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I haven't seen anything beyond, so I don't know what the long haul plan is. I say that. I remember, I do know something about him in, I don't know if it's in the book or if it's in the series. I won't say, because I don't know if you know.
I don't know, to be honest, because like I said, it's my memory of it is kind of hazy. And I've said about this on All Hail the King, where once I read the book and watch an adaptation, lines get crossed and wires like get mixed up. So this is even worse because I'm remembering the beginning of the show and the beginning of the book from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I can tell you what it is if you want, but
if you think it'll make an interesting conversation, go for it. If you think it'll just be like a mute point, then don't worry, we'll go off your judgment.
Okay, I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, okay.
Just because I don't know if it's in the book, if it's in the show, or if it's in both, but mostly because I think it opens up a conversation.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I believe it's later found out that he's acting irrationally because he has an undiagnosed brain aneurysm.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And I'm not sure if that is, medically correct that it would do that. I like completely understand the whole irrationality side of things, but I don't know if that's good representation or bad. It's probably edges on bad.
It's hard to say based on like what we know. I will say I do think it is factually correct of brain injuries and brain tumors can just drastically change personalities.
Yeah.
I remember reading quite an upsetting story on Reddit, so obviously take it with a grain of salt, but I believe it, but based on the context. I don't remember. Probably not.
Yeah, it can't be that good then.
No, but it was a story of a wife who was saying about how her husband has become really obsessed with like a girl band.
Oh.
And but it was to the point of like a like extreme obsession, like spending all their money and only wanting to talk about them. And she was just saying like, I'm just concerned because this behavior is so out there for him.
Yeah.
And I remember there was like people saying like, that's really odd. Is there something like going on? Is there more to this? And the update was genuinely devastating, where it was just genuinely like it was a brain tumor.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying that was true, but there are cases of things like that happening.
Yeah.
But then,
because
that's a case where it's like, oh, he was doing this thing that was out of character. It wasn't. He was being abusive.
Yeah. Because I've got people who've had brain conditions, and I don't necessarily want to conflate my experience with the general truth because it could just be an outlier.
Yeah.
But no, that is something that does happen. But as for whether or not it's to the extent that seemingly he's like a nice and Junior's this nice enough guy. He's got a girlfriend, and then suddenly he's hitting her and like trying to kidnap her into his bunker. And he, I also just kind of want to bring up the scene where he confronts Barbie at his car, just like, sorry for creeping up on you, I'm Junior. And then it just cuts to, there's like the military like right over there. Yeah, they're on the other side of the dome, but
still,
just like if you were gonna like stab him or whatever your plan was.
Yeah, I don't know. Saying about the aneurysm side of it all, it definitely makes me interested to see it. I think the way you're describing it, granted, like obviously we'll see how we actually get to it, it's kind of giving the same energy as when shows like Split, for example, a film I think is pretty good, but it does have the whole thing of multiple personalities, and just well, there's a nice one and then there's a not nice one, and it's you've got it's worth critiquing.
Yeah, but like I'm not an expert on any of this medical stuff. I'm just coming from it as someone who's intrigued.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see when we get to it. But yeah, that scene with Barbie. I mean, he played Junior. His actor, I'll say, whether on purpose or not, does making like us cringe really well.
Yeah.
Like presenting himself in this way where you're just like, what the fuck are you doing? Especially with what we know about Barbie, where we're made to believe that he just killed a man. It's just like,
well, that scene starts with a shot of him putting the gun in his.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know. We do get a few other characters.
We do.
They tend to. They have their own bubbles, but they cross
somewhat
over.
crossover. Yeah.
So there's the sheriff, or the chief of police.
Yeah.
Howard Duke Perkins, who I've got a feeling he won't last long beyond maybe this episode. He might be in like the season overall, but I don't think he's going to last that long considering...
I mean, Chekhov's pacemaker.
Chekhov's pacemaker, yeah.
One of the things I remember about the Dome is that at some point, because I saw it in the behind the scenes of how they did the special effects, I knew at one point it becomes magnetized. So when the second he mentioned his pacemaker, I was just like, oh, okay, that shit's gonna that shit's coming out. I was surprised when it happened.
I assume he's dead, but
yeah, probably.
Especially considering it just like blew a chunk out of his chest.
Great way of doing it though, because I was just like, oh, it's gonna like give him heart failure or something. The jarring shot out.
It doesn't waste time.
No, fair play to it.
And he's partnered with Linda Esquivel, who I don't think we really get to know much about her other than is it Ricky?
Yeah, something like that. She's a cop dating a firefighter.
Yeah, and they're just trying to get money so they can pay for their honeymoon.
Yeah.
There is the bit where he's saying to her just like, there's a lot I haven't told you about, what's it called? What's the town's called?
Chester's Mill.
Chester's Mill.
Yeah.
I was going to say Chipper Mill.
Yeah.
Chester's Mill, just like, there's a lot of secrets you don't know about Chester's Mill. It's just like, This is for the audience.
Yeah, because they have that whole thing with like oil being delivered.
Yeah, just like, don't you think it's weird that we've had so many trucks worth of gasoline or something? Yeah,
because that also like we meet like an old lady who speaks to the reporter, who's one of our other mains. I can't remember her name. The reporter.
No, I don't have her name. But she does lose part of her arm.
The lady, yeah. I do really want to talk about the Dome itself. But have we got any other characters we've missed? Just speaking about their introductions. Obviously we've mentioned the lesbians and their daughter, and I'm not saying that of like putting them in a box as lesbians. I just think it's great that a show like this has a lesbian couple, especially mothers. We don't see a lot of older lesbian couples in shows.
Yeah, I just like when I'm trying to think of that, the only other example that's coming to my mind is Jackson's mothers in Sex Education.
I haven't seen Sex Education actually.
I really enjoyed that show. I think you'd like it. Shooty's in it.
I probably would. It's one of those shows where I just wasn't watching a lot of TV at the time.
Yeah,
and then I turned around and there was 4 seasons of it.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair.
But the one I think of, weirdly enough, was Good Luck Charlie. Do you know about that show? It's a Disney show.
I know. I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
It's a show about like a family. I think it's like quite a big family. There's the mother and father, and then I think she's got 2 sons, 2 daughters. The youngest being Charlie. And it was an ongoing show. It went on for like a couple of years, like enough where the girl was like a baby at the start, and then she was like a toddler. And I know one of the last episodes it had was a misunderstanding between the mother and the father, because they were trying to organize a play date between Charlie and her school friend, and they were both talking to the mothers, and they were like, oh no, the mother's like this. It's like, no, the mother's like this. And then they open the door and, oh, she's got 2 moms. And it's played as a joke on them of like, oh, they'd never consider that. And that show got like so many complaints because of that episode.
Yeah.
That it did. I don't know if that's why it then was cancelled, but it did end like not long after.
Yeah, I mean...
So, anytime I see...
I don't think me weighing in on this debate's going to change anything. But, let people...
exist
and be represented in media.
Yes, exactly. And it's cool that they have this. And it's cool to see like them being mothers to an older girl as well. Nori, isn't it?
Yes.
Because I remember her name is Eleanor. And I thought... I just assumed they shortened it to Nora. But no, it's Nori.
Nori, yeah. So that's Caroline and Alice.
Yes.
We don't really get to see much of them. They got like 2 scenes before
Yeah.
Dean Norris.
They're clearly like quite well off, quite intelligent. They're sending to her to like some sort of reformation camp,
Yeah.
which I think is really funny.
Pray the straight away.
Yeah, because I was like, immediately like, sounds like they sent her to a gay camp, but they can't be, like, unless that's the twist. But it was like, surely not. But no, it sounds like
that's a whole. No, it's not dark woke.
dark woke. Yeah, they seem like intelligent people. I remember they. I remember they made
she's
mention.
a doctor.
Yeah, I was going to say they made mention to her job, but yeah, we don't get too much. We get to see like a brief part of their family dynamic.
Yeah,
not too much.
There's 2 characters who we see briefly. They've got like 2 scenes, and then Dean Norris just like whacks the door down. The 2 radio. People. I assume they've got a bigger part to play later because they don't have much to do here other than establish the.
I think they're going to be like the main way to communicate with the outside.
Yeah.
They're probably just going to be like in the radio station and passing things on.
Yeah. We've got Julia, who we sort of have mentioned. She's a reporter.
Oh, it's Julia, yeah.
She's the one whose husband is missing.
I like the conflicts we get with her, mainly in the sense of her being like, she seems so, like she says it herself, she seems so understanding and knows what's going on at the start, just to then be like, oh, it's fine, my husband works here, he's working today. Oh, he hasn't worked here in weeks. Oh, he's not at home, he's missing. Just be like, oh, shit, like, this isn't a good look.
Yeah, it's an interesting. It's not a character arc yet, but it's interesting, like setting it up.
Yeah, I will say, just going off, like, I don't remember what happens. It clearly sets up for Julia and Barbie to have some sort of relationship.
Yeah.
Maybe it is something like Barbie didn't actually kill him or something like that. Maybe there's a workaround. I will say, though, I hate these kind of plot lines.
Yeah.
Not because I think they're bad. Like, they give me the necessary amount of stress and suspense where it's just like...
Does it count as enemies to lovers?
Maybe lovers to enemies, depending on how it ends. But it's... I understand, like, it's good storytelling to be like, this character knows something that they're withholding from this character. For me, it's always how it handles the reveal, because I can't stand media where, like, something like that happens. Like, a weird example, K-pop Demon Hunters. After, like, Meg obviously fucking loves
Shout out Meg.
Yeah, shout out Meg. And she knows I have this criticism, so I'm not afraid to say it, like, on mic. But the whole thing with the main girl being, like, part demon.
Sorry, the way you said on mic is not making me think of the microphones, but just, like, instead of, like, saying on God, you're saying on mic, as in mic back.
Gotta start doing that. Of just, once a secret is revealed, that being kind of the be-all, end-all, and then having that forced separation.
Yeah.
And I understand why that happens. It's probably realistic to happen. If you found out someone had been lying to you for all this time, you would want to distance yourself from them. But also, I just feel like I've seen that story be told so many times.
I do think that particular story arc, just generally, just like, our friend, you know, they're friends, and then they fall out, and obviously they got to, like, make up for the third act.
Yeah.
It's in everything. Like,
I understand why they revealed it this early. I mean, straight away, I was compelled by it. I was like, oh shit. I think it's more just, maybe if they had it where because they're clearly gonna develop some sort of relationship. Maybe if they developed the relationship and then he found out, so he's in too deep. Yeah. Like, I'm not expecting him now to be like, oh, I know your husband, I killed him, or whatever. But it's just kind of like, now going forward, we know that he knows. So anything he does from this point on seems more purposefully cruel. Yeah. Whereas if he was in too deep, it's like, well, shit. Either way, she's getting hurt.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't judge how it handles it because I don't know how it handles it.
Yeah.
It just makes me a bit apprehensive.
I do want to single out one performance, but not for being good. And all due respect, this is a kid, so I'm not going to be too...
I wonder where it's going because I might have the same note.
Is it Joe McAllister?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, his line delivery is not great. The bit that got me is him looking up at the plane.
Yes,
and like, because it's not like, I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt and being like, oh, I forgot to mention this. Do you remember like a month ago I was getting Under the Dome clips on Instagram?
No.
You know, I think I did send them. You know, when you get like those like movies clips.
Oh, with like an AI voice?
Yeah, I got one of those for Under the Dome for the first episode. And one of them was the bit of the plane hitting and it coming down, and even though the comments were like, why did that boy not move?
Yeah.
And I wanted to give it
It's oddly shot as well.
Yeah, because it's not like he's in shock. He just looks confused.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's that close to him. It looks like by the time Barbie would like move him out the way, it would have already hit him.
Yeah.
So
honestly, it would have worked better as like, have you seen like a scene in a like Bollywood movie where someone falls down the stairs
Yeah.
and it takes 5 minutes for them to fall?
Maybe, yeah, that would have been better.
No.
But no, he's definitely the one where I noticed. And to be honest, I remember him getting a lot with Nori and having a relationship with her.
Oh.
And I remember thinking, these two don't gel like with their chemistry. Maybe I feel different now that I'm older.
Yeah.
Because they haven't met yet. So, you know.
Yeah. No, there's not another kid. He is the kid who starts having.
Yeah, he's the other one who has teachers. So obviously you could see
I guess that
like,
makes sense.
They're connected in that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like...
honestly, I quite like the bit when they just talk about the parties, just like, oh, you're home alone. Oh, your parties are gonna be sick.
The bridge party. Just like they immediately would just have a party at the edge of the dome.
Yeah,
it's like fair enough. What else?
I mean,
would
the
you
kids
do?
are just like I don't care.
Yeah, it's like what do you do?
Like, what would you do, listeners, if you were under the dome?
Yeah,
send an email to
firsttimeflyerspodcast@gmail.com.
I'm gonna see if we can get a response by the end of this recording. I'm just gonna send
something
to someone. Hey Viv, we're recording under the dome at the moment. We've just got a question we want to ask you. If you can, please send this as a voice form. What would you do if you were under the dome?
The kid who plays Joe, bless him, he's just not the best.
I tend to say when it comes down to bad kid performances, it's not on the kid, it's on the director.
And I will say, that's not to say that everyone in this is like immediately great. I do think a lot of the line delivery in this is weirdly given. Barbie, for example, in his first scene where he's on the phone in the car, he was giving like Jeff Winger vibes.
Yeah.
And to the point where it was just like, I don't know how to feel about this. And I get a lot of that where I feel like a lot of the dialogue is a little bit clunky. I'm going to chalk it up to pilot syndrome, where it's kind of like, it's setting things up. It's got a lot of exposition that you just kind of need to know.
It's like, we got an hour to say all this stuff.
Yeah, it's like the scene with Dean Norris in the diner, where it's like, what's the money for? I'm buying your vote. Oh, but no one runs against you. And it's like, yeah, we just got to kind of know that he kind of runs the town and all that. It's a necessary evil. It could definitely be improved, but I'm not going to say that the show is bad because of it.
It's weird because we would criticize this, but I know most people probably wouldn't. I mean, we're analytical of media. We talk about it. We consume a lot of it. Whereas, like, I can see, my grandparents watching this and just being like, okay, they told us.
Exactly. And dialogue is a specific thing, especially because, like, I haven't read the book, like, in the last decade, but talking about books in general, that's always my make or break point for a book, based on the dialogue. But also, I've said in either an All Hail the King episode or a First Time Flyers one, I think it was probably a First Time Flyers one, about how I have this really specific thing with dialogue where I don't love exposition, but I also don't like it when characters are purposefully vague and like they're like, we don't want to be too expository, so we're working things around.
You saying this is reminding me of Tesco, which must mean I was listening to you on First Time Flyers when I was doing my shop.
Must have been then. You were in Tesco.
Shout out Tesco. I found out I had like £15 worth of club card.
That made me want to check mine. I need to check mine.
Yeah,
but
I got a free bag of Maltesers for the cinema. Yeah,
but I had the one of my comfort films. I'm not saying it's like a great film, but it's a film that I watched a lot when I was feeling a certain way. It's called Good Grief. It's a Netflix film, actually.
Oh.
It's got Dan Levy in it.
Yeah, I've seen you log that.
And one of the big criticisms of that is just like, people saying like, people don't talk like this. They're not this upfront with their emotions and they don't verbalize them like this. And I just watch it like, fuck, I wish people would talk like this more often and just be like, I'm feeling this because of this way. And not in a way where it feels exposition-y, but in a way of it feels like open conversation. Because I feel like I am that kind of person.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like criticizing, not criticizing, but like analyzing dialogue But I will also admit that what I think is good dialogue is very specific.
Yeah, I think my problem comes down to when it's dialogue or exposition given to a character who should already know that information.
Yeah, because we talked about Superman, didn't we? Like, a
Yeah.
film we both like, I absolutely love. But even I noticed on a rewatch, there's a line early on in the Lex Luthor building where someone explains to another person who works there what they're doing, and it's like, shouldn't she know that?
Yeah,
She's there.
that was my biggest problem when we first watched Superman.
Yeah.
It was less so a problem the second time for me, just because maybe I just let it wash over me. But yeah, it's just like, like even at the beginning where it's just like, oh, we're robots, we don't understand feelings. Just like, okay, yeah, I get that. Just like, he needs the sun to power him. Just like, well, you're robots. You work. You're Superman robots. You're working in the bloody Fortress of Solitude. You know why?
Yeah, exactly. And
just like,
you can
she was going to a red planet so she could party because we can't digest alcohol. Just like, okay.
Yeah,
whatever. This isn't even an exposition that you need for this movie. It's for the next one. But
I get what you mean, and I completely agree. And this kind of has the pass, at least in terms of the dome stuff, where it's like, no one knows what's going on, so it makes sense when like they have dialogue that's not exposition; it's more theories than anything, and just observations.
What was it we watched recently? Where it was just, I was like, I don't like that characters have theories and they're completely right the first time.
Was it Bag of Bones?
Or I want to say it was before Bag.
I think it was Cell.
I think it was Cell, actually.
The Clay in that is like, I think this is happening, and he's spot on first time.
Yeah. It must have been Cell.
Well, that's one of the fun things about this, because we do get a couple theories. One of them is, what if the government made it? I doubt it, because it works, which is very funny.
Yeah.
And then we get a very quick mention of aliens during the radio tower scene, where they're like, it sounds like aliens, but then it is revealed to be a human broadcast.
I've got my theory.
Yeah? What do you genuinely think it is?
I think Wanda's there. She went to go to the house that she and Vision were going to buy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then she got really angry and put the dome in front of everyone.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually, only now am I realizing how similar the Hex is to WandaVision to just being a dome.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if like, what if we isolated this place is like a super unique idea.
No.
Hey, I mean, you could say Stephen King ripped off The Simpsons.
He came first, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I think I know what it is anyway, so I'm not gonna like ponder on theories.
Fair. I mean, the only thing I would say is aliens. If I had to theorize, it would be like aliens observing humans. Like they mention a fish tank, so just the idea of
that's it. She was talking about fish.
The fish. She was like, one of them died, and then they all got like things.
And then he ate him.
He ate him. It's just like, you've just met this man.
Yeah,
like bad vibes.
Honestly, with that view, it's. Have you seen much Twilight Zone?
Not as much as I'd like to. I would love to do a full watch. Probably when we cover it on this, I'm gonna like watch all of it. If
you think that theory is true, and I can't say whether you're right or not, I'd recommend you watch the episode "The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street." It's one of the most acclaimed Twilight Zone episodes for a reason.
Yeah.
It's honestly, I kind of say it's a little bit similar to Paranorman as well, considering we watched that just a few days ago.
That's really interesting.
Great movie.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, this is the kind of thing, especially with this sort of show, like keep saying about Lost, but it is similar in the terms of you could have had a theory at the start of the show. Obviously, when we end up watching it, we're going to be watching it pretty much all in one go. But at the time, it's like, you could have been there June 24th, thinking like, I think this is what's happening. You wouldn't have found out until September 10th, 2015, if you were right. Because I assume they answer some things throughout.
Yeah.
But I assume that's not till the end, near the end.
Understanding, they don't reveal a lot of answers in season 2, but they trickle them throughout season 3.
That makes sense.
But you gotta answer some things to at least like establish new questions off the back of those.
Yeah, like Lost does that, where it's like, what's here? Oh, we found this. What's in the bunker? Oh, it's this, and it does that really well. And I will say that
who
well
shot him?
This.
Oh, it was this guy. But where did he get the gun? Just like
exactly
from here, just like why is that building there?
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense. And I do think that this sets up the mystery well. The seizure aspect of it, I remember 2 prophecies, and one of them was the pink stars are falling.
Okay.
And actually, I remember that happening. So,
Yeah.
but I don't remember why. I don't remember like what the indication was.
Yeah.
So I can't really judge it. I can't really say. I just think that depending on the route it goes, because I don't want to just assume it's aliens, but it is like one of those things where it's like
It seems
what
like the
would
most
cause-
logical.
Yeah, what would cause this? I think it maybe pushes it a little bit too far for me.
I'll be honest, Steven Spielberg's name being on this makes me think aliens.
Oh,
just
yeah.
because.
Evil E.T.
I mean, yeah. I mean, one, I hate E.T.
Yeah.
But two, he just has aliens in quite a few
Yeah,
systems.
he
His
does,
next one
actually.
is about aliens.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know that.
it's got your bestie in it, your crush.
Cooper Hoffman.
No, the other one.
The other one, damn.
He was
I'm too Cooper Hoffman pilled.
sorry. He was a priest in Knives Out.
Fucking Josh O'Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. He is
Yeah.
one of them. Yeah.
And Coleman Domingo.
Oh, sick. I love all, yeah. I was going to say, I love all of them. Forgetting Cooper Hoffman's not in it. I just put him
I
in
mean, he
there.
might be. I
knows?
don't think he is.
That'd be pretty good if it was.
Yeah. God, could you imagine if everybody you liked was in a
Oh,
movie?
God, yeah. No, that'd be too much. So we talked about, like, the cast, the theories, the characters. Talk about the dome itself, because we haven't talked about, like, the effects and what actually happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's so ordinary.
Yeah, it's. I love how it's revealed. I almost think that the shaking is arguably a bit too much. I love the idea.
That is a bit much. Yeah.
I love the idea of. I think it would have been cooler if, like, because they did the sound design where, like, everything went kind of quiet and then there was a loud bang. I think I would have loved the idea of everyone's just going about their normal day and then it happens.
Yeah, because at least the time frame in this, I know in the book it happens like 11:44.
Yeah.
Whereas I think we see a clock in this and it's meant to be like 8:30.
Yeah, something like that. It's quite early on in the day.
Yeah. I don't know if that would make a difference, but it's an interesting idea. I do think. I did feel like at the beginning of this episode it was in a kind of a rush to get somewhere.
Yeah.
I think, maybe people just like, oh, why not just show about a dome?
Exactly.
And if the dome isn't there by the first ad break, it's just like, well, where's the dome?
That's a good point about the ad breaks. I mean, I remember when we talked about The Walking Dead, I had the same sort of thing, where it has, like, the prologue where you see the zombie girl. And I remember thinking, like, that is here because people need to see the zombie. And granted, this doesn't do, like, a flash forward, but it is kind of that thing of, like, oh, the dome's here already. Oh, yeah, because people would probably click off if they didn't get there quick.
I feel like, on the one hand, I get it, but, be patient. Not everything has to happen right away. You're watching a TV series for a reason. It's long-form storytelling.
Yeah.
If you can't handle that, why are you watching a 13-episode TV series?
Saying that, I will say, this is definitely a TV series story.
Oh,
I cannot imagine this being done in a film.
No, God, could you
how
imagine?
rushed? It would have to be, like, first 5 minutes, dome. Yeah.
I mean, after the scene of Green Day performing and then getting destroyed by the lake.
What?
Well, Green Day are performing in the lake and then the barge gets dissolved and then they're just like, oh, we need to sort out the lake, and then they put the dome on top of Springfield.
Right, I forgot about the Green Day of it all, so I was, like, really confused. Oh, I remember now.
Yeah, they're singing the Simpsons theme.
Yeah, I was really lost.
Sorry.
No, because the thing is, that's like, I remember, like, everything else up after that point.
Maybe I should have mentioned that Homer gets a pig.
Yes.
And he makes Bart skateboard naked.
Yes, I remember that. Wild. I just had to pay like 300 quid to get my car fixed, so
that's fair. I don't have a car to run. You do.
I hate having a car, but I need one.
Yeah.
So.
But what if your car got hit by the dome?
What
if you were driving out and
that's pretty.
12 people died leaving.
Yeah, genuinely. I mean, and one cow.
I was honestly, I mean, I don't think it's that gory. It's very clearly an effect,
But still, I mean, it's a pretty cool effect. I mean, I'm split. It's I feel like it's almost
so's the cow.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost too much at the start, but also like, what a great way to visualize it. I just think the problem is it goes from like the cow to the buildings and then the other stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like the cow is the most impressive bit. Maybe they should have had it where like you see the like the farm equipment split, then the building, then he walks a little bit and finds the cow split in half.
Yeah, I
But
feel
then they wanted the effect of the cow's like body slipping.
Yeah, I feel the directing is a bit odd because you don't really see much of the dome landing apart from where Barbie is. The director of this has done some good work.
He has, yeah. We did mention him. It's
my phone is over there. I just put it on charge, so I can't say his name. But
Niels
I know
Arden Oplev.
Yeah,
he's done the
Danish director.
Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. And he's done a couple pilots. Mr. Robot. Have you ever watched that?
I haven't seen Mr. Robot.
I saw the first season.
It's got
it was
Freddie
alright.
Mercury in it.
It does, yeah. And then a bunch of shows I haven't heard of, but Game of Silence, Midnight Texas, and a show just called FBI. Which is like, I didn't think you could just name shows that. I thought it had to be like, FBI Los Angeles or something.
I mean, this CSI, which is just CSI crime scene investigation.
I guess. I'm just only thinking
there's
of the
911,
spin-offs.
as you mentioned recently.
Yes, that's true. I love 911.
I mean, I still find it weird that like nobody came up with the idea to name a movie Spy until like the Melissa McCarthy one 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That's fair. So yeah, he's done a fair bit of stuff. But yeah, I didn't find the directing that impressive or like noticeable.
It's fine.
Yeah.
That's the best thing I can really say about it. And I think that kind of lends credence to my theory, at least, that when it's a bad child actor.
Yeah, it's the director.
It's the director, not the...
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
But
maybe that's just my excuse for not hating on children. Maybe we should just hate on children more.
Maybe we should. Maybe we should just be like, if you're getting this role, you need to be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
just like, well, you see that kid over there? Yeah. That kid won an Oscar.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you can point at, I don't know, Tatum O'Neal.
Yeah. Anna Paquin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the effect. I think that's why I think the silence would have been more impactful than the shaking. Because just the idea of the silence and then like the loud sound of the dome, and to obviously you see like the dust go and stuff.
Like, obviously I think like the shaking is there to be like, oh, what's happening? But
yeah.
If you're gonna like go all out and have a moment, either go all out or just have like in a second it's there. Just, like, the dome's there, just like, well, what happened?
Because that would be so effective. I'd just be like what's that sound? And
just like, I can imagine just seeing that and just being like, wait, and then just like feeling like a suffocating vibe.
Like panic then would assume of like, especially because or everyone in the middle wouldn't have a clue what's going on.
Yeah.
But like everyone on the edge obviously would not understand, but pretty quickly grasp that, oh shit, there's something surrounding us.
Like a reverse bomb going on.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. And I do think that they do a good job with the visualization of like the dome. I mean, the handprints is a great way of showing it.
That's a good shot.
The plane hitting, for better or worse, it is like, I mean, how fucking unlucky that pilot is. I mean, didn't he say it's like it was a school teacher or something?
Yeah, it was Chuck something.
Yeah, I don't know.
39 great years. Thanks, Chuck.
But yeah, that and like everyone seeing the smoke then get trapped in the burn marks in the middle of the air.
Yeah, I do think that's like an interesting visual, just having like the burn marks on it.
Yeah, I remember the smoke being like that in the next episode with like obviously the fire and then seeing smoke sort of pool at the top.
Yeah, obviously we don't really know what the dome is made out of.
Yeah,
it's not glass.
No, clearly not.
But it's got that like glass vibe.
Yeah, and it's like somewhat electrified. Like they get shocks when they first touch it.
It's like a force field more than a physical, tangible object.
I will say, I think that, I mean, they kind of, like we said, because it's like, oh, you got to show the dome. I do think they load a little hard in this episode with like having the car be split and then having the truck shot.
Yeah.
Like the truck hit it. Because don't get me wrong, it's cool as fuck. But like,
it
does make you wonder of like, what are you going to do from here on out? But I suppose you could just say like, well, they're getting the special effects out the way.
Yeah.
So the rest of the series can be more character driven and interpersonal. Otherwise, people are going to just be like, oh, well, what about the dome? And I want to see this happen.
No, I thought it was interesting that we actually do see people outside the dome.
Yeah.
Because obviously the show is called Under the Dome.
Yeah.
The focus is the people under it. But we do get a little bit of the outside world.
Yeah.
We
see
know that there's like news broadcasts happening.
Yeah, and they're trying to figure it out. And I do think it's effective that they can't hear through it.
Yeah.
And it does really hammer home that isolation.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to speak to communicate with someone, so I'm sure
Yeah.
that's a thing.
I mean, Barbie pretty quickly works out. It's like he just writes it down, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So it's not like they're completely cut off, but you could definitely like feel the sense of isolation and community in this. I mean, that's why I think that bits that interest me the most are like the Junior storyline, even in the book, with remembering that he like kills Angie and thinking, God, imagine, and they kind of get that with Barbie. It's like, imagine just committing a heinous crime and you can't even escape.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just move away and just go missing.
Yeah. You could remake this nowadays and make it just like, it's about COVID. Remember how we were all under our own domes?
Yeah.
Thanks, Boris.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lockdown was a mistake. They should have just let us get on with it.
Yeah.
Say I've had COVID like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get political on this episode.
Yeah.
Maybe
this is a moderate podcast. We're apolitical.
Yeah.
If you want more political takes, listen to All Hail the King. That one, Kevin.
Yeah. I mean, I say this, the first time you had me on, it was just like, do you have anything to plug? And I was just like, I don't know, Free Palestine.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, there was like, I mean, granted, understandably so, the first couple of episodes of this was just like, we were very heavily invested. And we still are. It's just, we've said what we need to say on that regard.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anyone who's anti-Palestine, pro-Israel listens to this.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if they do.
You never know. Do we have any listeners in Tel Aviv?
Oh, can you imagine? I don't believe we do, but you never know.
Thank God.
I think I've gone through all my episode notes. Obviously, we said about the ending pretty early on, where it ends with, in a kind of low-key way, and when you think about it. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't end with the big, like, oh, here's all the characters, what's going to happen? Like, focusing on a single character, like, getting hurt.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I don't believe this was, like, premiered as, like, multiple episodes. But at least if I was approaching this, I do think how I would structure it is have 2 episodes go out on the same night. Part 1 before the Dome, Part 2 the Dome.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just because then I feel like you'd understand the characters a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they might do flashbacks. That's the thing TV shows love to do.
They do.
So.
Yeah, because I definitely agree. I think that if I was critiquing this in a like more simple manner, I'd say that it's giving us parts of like characters I like and I'm interested in, and I do wish maybe we just had a little bit more build up.
Yeah,
but I think it did a pretty good job.
Yeah, and as far as going on from this, when we do start doing more long form stuff on All Hail the King, we are going to watch this.
We will, yeah.
And you're going to read the book at least. Yeah. Who knows? Sometimes I've been known to read for an episode or 2.
You're going to read. You're going to like, oh, I read Life of Chuck, the short story, read The Shining, the most famous one, and then Under the Dome, the 1,000-page one.
I mean, maybe. I mean, you
might. Yeah, fair enough.
I don't know. It depends on what's happening at that given time.
I'm curious how long the audiobook is, because obviously I've read It, which is his other massive one.
Yeah. I think the TV show for this, I would probably be less inclined to want to watch more if it was 22 episodes. Knowing that it's 13 episodes and 3 seasons does make it a lot more like, oh, that's actually kind of manageable.
Yeah. You do get a feel if they probably don't drag it out too much within the seasons.
So I think if and when we do this for Hail the King, we could do like a season per episode, or
it depends how much
split,
we can
like,
get into it.
A season over 2 episodes. I don't know, but
it's hard to say how much we'll be able to talk about with it. I mean, I always get weirdly anxious when I'm preparing for these of just like, what if I have nothing to say? And this was one of those ones where it's like, what if we start talking and there's just like nothing there? Because when you're talking about shows like Lost, Breaking Bad with like these big cultural impacts, whereas this is one where it was like, it was big at the time, But when was the last time anyone other than a Stephen King fan has thought about Under the Dome?
Yeah, that's a good point. I know this has had physical media releases, but I haven't actually seen many of them in the wild, which is maybe it's more like an American thing.
Yeah, but it's definitely made me interesting because obviously in a lot of these episodes we end with saying like, would you want to watch the rest of this? And a lot of the times I say yes, but also like actually finding time is difficult.
Yeah.
This is the first one where it's like, I do want to watch the rest of it, and I will have to at some point in the future because that's the whole conceit of All Hail the King.
So would you greenlight this? If you were...
I think that if I was going to pick a Stephen King story to adapt, Under the Dome would probably be up there in terms of like, that is one I could see working. And one of the complaints I had with Salem's Lot, which, similar in just it's based in a town, was I didn't feel like it got the town vibe because the miniseries was 3 hours, but it was short.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe this is one of the ones where, I'm kind of middling on the characters now, but maybe as we go, I'm just like, oh, this really works. Who knows? Like, I know that obviously the ratings drop. I mean, the pilot is the highest rated episode, and it's only got a 7.6 on IMDb.
Interesting. Okay.
But just because other people don't like it doesn't mean we won't find something to like in it.
Yeah. For the first half of the episode, I was like, okay. But I kind of like, by the end, I was like, okay, I'm kind of into this. I'm intrigued at least to know some of the characters' arcs. Less so interested in others, but
yeah.
If I were on the board and choosing whether or not to greenlight this, and I know I've sort of mentioned this to you, and you have alluded to this in, it might have been the X-Files episode, which is the most recent one at time we're recording.
Yeah.
That at the end you always say, "Yeah, we greenlight this."
Yeah, we haven't watched a stinker yet.
Yeah. I wouldn't not greenlight this. I would provide notes and be like, reshoot. This. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think it would work better if it. Just in my opinion, if it was, you had more preamble, you got to know the characters more before the dome dropped. But no, I would greenlight it, especially knowing 13 episodes. If it was like 22 episodes, just like, what are you gonna? Yeah, how are you gonna fill that time? I think if this far ahead already.
Yeah, I think if it was that long, we'd be having a conversation of like, how do they stretch this out? Because part of me is already like, how do they make 3 seasons out of this? But at least they are short seasons.
Yeah, if it was 22 episodes and they were sticking rigidly to the book and it was just like, these 3 seasons of 22 episodes are going to take place over 6 days.
That'd be really funny.
That would be insane.
Yeah, I have seen things like that though.
The last season of How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. I was going to say, it reminded me of something because that's like 3 days, is it?
Yeah, so it's like, it's a 22 episode season, I believe. 21 episodes of it take place over 2 days.
Yeah.
And then the last episode covers like 15 years.
God, yeah.
It's insane.
That's crazy. We'll watch How I Met Your Mother's pilot at some point.
Yeah,
we could be on for that if you want.
I haven't seen the pilot in a long time for How I Met Your Mother. I only remember the Blue Horn, really.
Fair. I don't know what that is, so.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the audiobook. Its audiobook is a full 10 hours more. The audiobook for this is 34 hours, 24 minutes. But the one on Audible is narrated by Raul Esparza, who is the Broadway guy I really like, who was in the version of Company I watched recently.
Oh, nice.
I'm probably not going to listen to the audiobook, because I do feel like they always go in one year out the other, and knowing how the book is structured with like big chapters and then lots of little subsections jumping between characters, I think that would be incredibly difficult to follow in an audiobook. But that's cool. And earlier, I can't remember if I cut it out. I say I can't remember, it's because it hasn't happened yet, if I cut it out or not. But we reached out to Viv to see what she would do if she was under the dome. So here's a message from a recovering Viv, even though she still hasn't had her surgery yet. So I don't know how this will sound. Maybe I'll edit it in post, but I am going to just hold my phone up to the mic, so we'll see how that goes.
Jerk off so fucking much.
Thanks, Viv.
And that's what Viv would be doing if she was under the dome.
Honestly, I think that's what Viv would be doing if she wasn't under the dome.
She's probably what she's
that's
doing
probably
right
what she's
now.
doing right now. She's
Probably
listening
is.
to us. And
keep
keep going, Viv.
Keep
you can do it. You're almost there.
Anyway.
You can edit that out if you want.
I'll send it to her. We'll see. What are we talking about next week?
Well, hopefully not Viv jerking off.
No, hopefully not.
But last week you covered one of the most iconic horror anthology shows of all time.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about another one next week.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the 2019 Creep Show.
Very excited.
Which I particularly am excited for, because I know it's run by Greg Nicotero.
Yeah.
Quite excited for that one. I probably have mentioned this before. I know we've talked about like Twilight Zone earlier today.
Yes, yeah, we did.
We did on an episode of All Hail the King. Might have been it was the Christine episode we talked about Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
I love horror anthology shows. So the fact I haven't actually seen Christine,
Got a Creep Show.
the fact I haven't seen Creep Show, the series that is very intriguing. I'm very excited. I've seen the movie. Very much looking forward to next week.
Should be very good. Before we go, is there anything you want to plug other than our second podcast that we've been plugging this whole time?
Yeah, we do have another podcast. You can find us on all major podcasting platforms. All Hail the King. We're on socials at All Hail the King Pod, and on YouTube at Pod One Out Studios, along with First Time Flyers, or for this month, First Time Kings.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, thank you for listening, and please join us next week.
Oh, if I do have something I want to plug, I don't really. Hire me.
Yeah.
Hire me. I'm a graphic
hire
designer.
you. If we said hi, Amy, I was gonna be like, who's Amy?
Hi, Amy. No, I know Amy. Amy, if by chance you are listening to this, that's kind of wild, but also, how are you doing? It's been a while. I remember you messaging me back in January saying we were in the same place, and it's a shame I didn't see you there. But I hope you're doing well.
Very cool. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.